You are now listening to another episode of Watch More Sports. It's your boy G Dot, my man Big Lou in the building.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
What's going on? What's going on? Thank y'all for tuning in again. So we're gonna jump right into it with our local sports, man. So if you haven't been paying attention, if you've been hiding under a rock, you know that Ben McAdoo finally got the can this week.
Had to let him go.
Him and the GM. And this all stems from, because I'll be honest, I think they'd have let him coach to the end of the year. But his suicide mission was trying to bench, or actually benching Eli. I don't know the thought process behind it. I don't know why. And again, I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a Jet fan, and we can talk about how overrated I think Eli is. But that man started I think it was 206 games straight. I think he was closing in on the record to pass his brother if he hadn't passed it already.
Yeah, McAdoo was all about breaking records, breaking streaks, and equality.
It didn't make any sense. You know what you got in Geno Smith. If you say, we're gonna bench you so that we could play this Webb character, 3rd round pick I think it was, or 4th round pick.
Joe Webb.
Joe Webb.
David Webb.
No, you got David Webb is his name. If you're gonna play him, all right, cool. You benching him. You're 2-9, right? You're benching him because you want to see what Geno has to bring to the table. We had 3 years of Geno?
Yeah, but
you got enough film.
Yes, but the fact of the matter is, Geno has all the tools, so you just got to throw him out there, just maybe. But
so then why not start Eli, let him play a couple of series. What was this, against the Raiders? All right, so you play him for a couple of series. If you're competitive still, you leave Eli in the game, and if you're not competitive, then you bring Geno in. I don't see anything wrong with that. And then you fire the coach, you fire the GM, and Eli comes back to starting. So this goes on to ownership too, because Mara's talking about if he would have known, he would have overruled it. Number one, like I say, you've been hiding under a rock. They announced it I think Wednesday or Thursday. If you were gonna,
that's day-to-day operations.
I mean, Mara's not. I wouldn't consider Mara a hands-off owner.
Yeah, but you can't expect. He's more hands-on than most owners. So,
hands-on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying. So when things slip through the cracks, maybe he wanted to see what Geno was doing, and now he's just saving face and telling the fan base I would have never authorized this.
But it doesn't make sense. In what regard? So Geno's got 3 years under his belt, if I'm not mistaken. Geno's got some experience under his belt. Again, if you're bringing in the third string, cool. You're benching Eli. You're making your whole fan, and you had to know that the fan base was going to be upset. I'm not even a Giants fan, and I'm upset about it. You had to know that the media was going to eat it up. You had to know that other players in the league, Phillip Rivers in San Diego, said it was pathetic. People were like, really? People are eating up Eli jerseys.
McAdoo was trying to save his job. You know what I'm saying? He was doubling down on what he was saying in his press conferences.
Hold on. So are we saying Geno was the better option?
He's saying that Eli was the problem. So if Eli is the problem, you can't leave him in there.
Why not? You're not winning
because
anyway.
He's the problem.
You got a tank city. At this point, you 2-9.
But here you go. That's what the front, like we said the other day, front office is tank. Coaches try to win games. So if you think Eli is a problem, you got to get him up out of there.
At best, you finished the season 7-9. You 2-9 already.
Yeah.
You're in the same division as the Eagles, who were 10-2.
Yeah.
At best, you finished the season 7-9. You trying to say at that point you're trying to save your job? No.
7-9 saves his job.
You think so?
Easily.
They weren't even playing. Some of these giant losses, you gave up 50-something to LA.
7-9 after going after when you start out 2-9, easily saves your job.
Nah, I don't think so.
You end the season on 5 victories. You're gonna come back next year.
Your ability.
That's an upswing.
Your ability to go 7-9 is dependent upon those players playing hard for you. They gave up on McAdoo a long time ago. Dudes couldn't practice. Dudes not showing up. He suspended DRC. He suspended Janoris Jenkins. You're not talking about scrubs. You're not talking about third strings. You're talking about starters in your defensive backfield that you're suspended for games because dudes didn't want to show up to meetings. They wanted to show up late. Oh, I came a day later than I was supposed to. You don't do that if you're playing for a coach that you love. True. You know what I'm saying? Well, you think that would have happened when Rex was the coach for the Jets? Now they might have been that good, but they played for Rex, man.
Yeah,
they showed up.
You saw how it turned out. He was still.
I understand.
4-12, 6-10.
They gave up on McAdoo a long time ago.
See, but like I said, McAdoo had to double down on that shit he was talking. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He was going in them interviews and in press conferences saying that Eli needs to do better, Eli needs to do that, and he didn't want to shit on his personnel and say that they don't have the horses up front to, you know what I'm saying, let Eli be effective. So we went to a more mobile quarterback, because when you have a shitty O-line and you have a mobile quarterback can buy you time and, you know what I'm saying, make plays with his legs and get a couple first downs where first downs wouldn't been had originally, you know what I'm saying, with a less mobile quarterback like Eli at the helm.
You know what? I'll say this. You're the first person that I've heard mention that McAdoo was actually still in it to win it as far as trying to save his job. I would argue you leave Eli in there, you finish 6-10, but you're competitive, you might have a better chance of saving your job than this. Yo, Eli is a giant, like, to the death. Like, what was it, 03 when they drafted him? Traded Phillip Rivers for him, whatever, that draft night, whatever case may be. Started however many games in a row. He's a giant for life. His jersey going up in the Raptors, that's such an unpopular decision for you to do that. Makes no sense. You got to understand the semantics. You're not playing in, this ain't the St. Louis Rams. I know they don't play in St. Louis anymore. This ain't, the Tennessee Titans. This is New York, man. These are the New York Football Giants.
Hey, we shipped out Joe Namath. We shipped out Patrick. Once your shit is done, we ain't got nothing for you in New York.
I would argue the Giants are a more prestigious organization than both the organizations you just mentioned. The Knicks might have a bigger fan base.
Nobody gives a fuck about the Giants outside of New York.
Nah, it's not true. But okay, maybe that's the case. But in holding organizations in high regard, you got the Patriots, you got the Steelers, you got the Cowboys, and I have to put the Giants up there.
Yeah, and when you're talking about the prestige of an organization, yes. But you're talking about, like, fan popularity.
You got a lot of Giants fans out there.
Not since LT.
New York, though, man. New York got a good following.
Yeah. But outside of New York, nobody cares about the Giants.
I don't know. I have to disagree with that. New York, wherever, because you got to understand New York's footprint, right? You're talking about just New York sports in general. You're going to find New York Knicks fans everywhere. I guess in basketball, besides the Lakers, I'll probably say the Knicks have the biggest fan base besides the Lakers, right? And in baseball, we already know what the Yankees are. Even the Mets, they got a big fan base. And in hockey, we don't follow hockey on this show, but listen, the Rangers got a big fan base. You know what I mean? I just think with that NY on the hat, on the jersey, the front or the back, it resonates throughout the rest of the country. So again, maybe New York isn't as big as the Cowboys or the Patriots right now. I think New York's got a footprint. I think they've got a hole, and I think McAdoo.
Maybe I'm being biased.
Didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm telling you, outside of New York, you'll be surprised.
But like the word is born. I've been around, and niggas don't care about the Giants. I'm telling you. I found more Jets fans abroad.
What?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe, man. Giants are the Patriots killers lately.
Because
that's what we're known as right now.
Here go. Because I think it got something to do with like Mets fans, Jets fans, like Islanders fans. Like they get so fed up with the Giants and Yankees fan base that they got to get away.
Because the Mets,
they got to get away from
those are the little brothers of.
No, don't put the Islanders in that group. The Islanders are fucking. The Rangers still trying to get to what the Islanders did.
You think the Islanders got a bigger fan base than the Rangers? In hockey?
Here you go. As far as Titletown.
I mean, Islanders had their run in the 80s. I know that, right?
Like 4 straight.
Right.
Almost had 5.
I get it.
Rangers ain't never did no shit like that.
True.
They win one every 20 years.
It's the Garden, though.
Don't bring that's an arena.
You know what it is too? You a Long Island guy,
yeah.
Right? I grew up in the city limits, 5 boroughs. So I think maybe we have a different view on it too. I understand the Islanders are big on the island. I get that. I just don't know if the lore is there outside of Nassau County.
Yeah,
is that fair to say?
That's definitely fair to say.
I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I do follow the Rangers, especially hockey. Playoff hockey is great to watch, but as far as fandom is concerned, I would have to. They play in the Garden, man. MSG.
Rangers fans like the Rangers when the Rangers are good. Islanders fans are diehard.
We could say the same thing about the Jets and the Giants.
Yeah.
You have to be a diehard fan to be a Met fan and a Jet fan.
True.
You got to be a diehard.
True.
Because there's a lot more rough years than good. So you got to be like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I remember the Mets when UPN 9 winning 70 games, looking terrible. Braves beating them all the time. Yankees pounding them in the Subway Series during the season. You got to be a diehard.
Alfonso's and Ray Ordonez.
Yeah. You got to be a diehard, man. Those dog days of summer in August when they 20 games out and you still watching. You gotta be a that's part of being a New York fan. And in that regard, maybe Giants fans and Rangers fans, maybe they're spoiled. Maybe.
Definitely.
The Giants got what, four Super Bowls? I think they got 4. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're spoiled in that regard. Maybe, yeah, especially Yankees fans, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, when the Yankees are not in the race, I don't see any posts about the New York Yankees. You could go on my Facebook, you'll see random posts about the Mets. Excited about the young boys coming up in September, the September call-ups. When we had that run 2 years ago, excited about them in the playoffs. I couldn't find a Yankee fan in sight. All of a sudden, they go on their little run in the playoffs. They overachieving. 1 game away from the World Series. Here come the blue and white hats again. Yankee blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think the fans are spoiled.
The fans don't know how to act when the Yankees win.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Yankees. I don't mind the Giants. I just can't really fuck with their fan base because, like I said, it's fair weather and like niggas is in the trenches out here.
Yeah.
Like
for real.
Rich Kotite was our coach. Mm-hmm. We went 1-15. Like, do you understand?
Yeah, you've been a Jet fan longer than I have. Like, I came around during the Rex Ryan days and been following him ever since. But
like, did you hear about the butt fumble? like you gotta really be a fan. Like, yeah, man, it's different.
Real talk. No, I agree. I do think though that New York football influence is out there. I've seen NYJ, NYG hats in Atlanta. Well, Atlanta's like New York Junior now, but you know, I see him a lot of places that I go. So, in basketball, the Knicks were on a streak, and then all of a sudden, KP got hurt. Tim Hardaway is hurt, down. And now we can't guard anybody. It's tough to watch because you know what the potential of the team is. The team was playing really well, passing the rock, and then KP's gonna get beat up. And I think we talked about it last time. He's gonna get beat up. It's gonna be interesting to see if you could keep it together because they're not gonna play with him and come in the post, man.
See, like, I'm starting to realize how much of a help he is on the back end of a defense. Right. Because, like, last year, I was touting Hernan Gomez because he looked good with KP on the floor on the back end, protecting his lack of interest on defense.
Wait, who was protecting? Hernan Gomez?
Hernan Gomez was protected by KP.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They played well together.
Hernan Gomez don't play no defense.
Because Hernan, like, he could play defense, and Hernan Gomez would get defensive rebounds, and you know what I'm saying? He boxed. Like, they were symbiotic. But when Hernan Gomez is not on the field, on the court with KP, he'd be lost out there.
Yeah. Like,
on the defensive end. Like, he just be watching.
So I ain't getting no burn now. We got a glut of forwards and we got a glut of big men. Yeah. If we can somehow flip some of those big men for a quality guard somehow.
Like, we just had to let Kuzminkas go.
Yeah, Kuzmas, yeah.
Menendalgas.
You know, if somehow in that contract, let me tell you something. That contract that they gave Joakim Noah looks so bad right now. I think it was 4 years, 72 mil, I think was the number. It looks so bad right now because this dude will not play for us. He won't. There's no need for him. It was like one of those locker room signings, hustle signings, Tyson Chandler signings.
Nah, I liken it more to it started as a Tyson Chandler signing, but now it's more in that we got Kurt Thomas or Rasheed Wallace at the end of the bench who can play 7 minutes when we need him because somebody got in foul trouble, but really, he's on there because he's in practice and he's on the end of the bench telling niggas to get their ass into gear.
That's 72 mil, though. That's a big...
When Carmelo had that on his bench, when Carmelo had all the other pieces and all he had to do was shoot and score, we won 54 games. And Mike Brown was looking like a good coach. But when Rasheed Wallace's knees fell apart and Kurt Thomas' feet couldn't allow him to play 10 minutes, and your boy Jason Kidd just like ran out of gas, like things became different. You know what I'm saying? But those pieces are valuable because, you know what I'm saying, you need somebody that brings order.
Rasheed was playing on the veterans minimum, I think. Kurt Thomas was playing on the veterans minimum. I got no problem with Joakim Noah being on the squad. I got a problem with the amount of cap space that he's eating right now. And he's only 2 years into this deal.
Who would it go to?
The money? A legit point guard.
We got our point guard.
We going to do this Frank Ntilikina thing again?
Yes.
This is a guards league,
DJ
man.
deflections.
It's a guards league.
Yes. And you need somebody who can guard him. And Frank can.
Jared Jack is overperforming. He'll give you 10 and 6, 10 and 7 a night.
He does that in spurts.
Yeah. He's overperforming. He's doing well. I mean, if the Knicks can stay healthy, I can see them being the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. They're fun to watch, that's for sure. They are fun to watch, man. Real quick, I'm going to switch it up real quick. We was just talking about Frank Ntilikina and the guard play in the NBA today and how he's a necessity because he plays defense for a change. I actually wanted to ask you, do you prefer the 90s basketball era compared to today's? If you had to choose one.
I like the 90s era's basketball.
That's the people our age, that's the prevailing answer. And it irks me when people say that because give me the superstar 2 guard that Jordan played against every night. Give me the
Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, Joe Dumars, Alvin Robertson, Adrian Dantley. Like, yeah, you don't know their names, but niggas was dropping Alex English.
I know their names.
Like, he was dropping 20 and 30.
I know their names.
World Be Free. David Thompson.
So, Reggie Miller of today is probably
Clay.
I don't even know if I put Reggie down. Reggie averaged 22 a game at one point.
Reggie was like damn near a 30-point scorer.
I don't think so. We need to look that up. We're gonna lose.
He had like 27 at least one season.
I think
like
people
Reggie Miller was a volume scorer.
Nah, he wasn't a volume shooter. Like, he wasn't shooting. When I think of volume shooters, I think of Kobe. You know what I'm saying? When I think of volume shooters, I think of Kobe, Iverson, dudes that's going to chuck the ball up 25, 30 shots an hour. I don't recall Reggie doing anything like that.
He didn't need to because he was going to hit his shots.
I think people use that argument as far as the 90s basketball being better. Number one, I think it's human nature to always say what was in the past was better. Hip-hop, people say hip-hop was better. People say cars was better back in the day. People say basketball was better.
Football is better now.
Football's better now, but I think that's just because...
But we're moving away from the better as we try to infiltrate with all them extra rules. You know what I'm saying? Regarding safety and, like, you can't even touch quarterbacks. You can't even hit receivers if...
Dude, okay, so this is being recorded right after that Monday Night Football game between the Steelers and the Bengals. That was hard to watch, bro. I don't know if you watched the game. It was hard to watch. I think the first defensive play for the Steelers, that's when Ryan Shazier carted off the field. At the time, he couldn't feel his legs. I don't have an update about how he's doing today, 2 days later. At the time, he couldn't feel his legs. That's hard to watch. You can see the dude reach for his back. He forces himself to go on his back, and he realizes that he can't feel his legs, and he puts his hands to his head. Because he realizes, I got no feeling in my lower extremities.
It's like, it's hard to watch.
And you catch the GM telling Mike Tomlin he can't feel his legs.
And like watching Luke Kuechly fucking
get his
freak
head all
out
the time.
like last year.
Right.
But like as far as like paralyzed and like nothing, every 20, 30 years something.
That's not football. I don't want to see that though.
Okay.
I don't know if you watched the game, but Antonio Brown caught a touchdown pass and homeboy hit Antonio Brown straight helmet to helmet. Antonio Brown shrugged it off like it's not. That's not football though. Football to me is OBJ and the passes that he catch. That's football. Julio Jones.
That's new football, and that's what I'm trying to talk. Like oh, give me this reception and then I'm going to fall on the ground before anybody can touch me because I'm delicate.
I don't want to see nobody getting blown up like that. That's not.
Here you go. That's flag football.
Okay,
if you don't want to get touched, hey, they play flag on Saturdays in the park. Go do your thing.
There's a limit to it. You know what's entertaining to watch? Marshawn Lynch run somebody over. That's entertaining to watch. But I don't want to see Vontaze Burfict lining somebody up. You know they coming across the middle. And I don't want to see that.
So why is Marshawn allowed to line somebody up?
He's not lining somebody
up.
up.
Put a forearm through somebody's chest and Burfict isn't allowed to.
The tackler is bracing himself. He's seen Marshawn coming. You got to tackle me. You got to tackle Marshawn.
Yes.
He's looking eye to eye. I know I'm going to line you up, but you have an opportunity to... Huh?
I don't know where you're going.
You know he ain't juking it. Marshawn Lynch is not Barry Sanders. It's Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
coming straight for you.
As the offensive player, you know where you're going. I got to make a guess.
Right. So you're not going to get that.
So because I make my guess right, I'm an asshole?
No, I'm just saying, you're not going to get that mouthpiece coming out, like just knockout hit from Marshawn Lynch. He's going to run you over, but it ain't going to be something that it's like, ooh, got to turn away for a gruesome injury. It's going to be some hard-nosed football. What we saw on Monday night, that was difficult to watch, man.
Yeah, it's hard to watch, but it's football.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to become a point where, like, if you're sitting in the stands, you're paying your money to watch it, or you got your big screen, you at home when you're watching the football, and you get that queasy feeling while watching the game, you're going to want to change the channel.
If you got that queasy feeling, yeah, you might not have the fortitude to watch football because that shit is light work.
It's a rough game. It's a barbaric game. I understand that. And if you had an opportunity to watch that game on Monday night, go look it up on NFL Network or whatever it is. That was everybody will tell you is like this is weird. This is not entertaining. You know what it is? Maybe I'm not an MMA cat neither, so maybe it's just me. See, I don't find any joy in watching that at all.
I just think it's slow. You know what I'm saying?
MMA?
I'm not you know what I'm saying, particularly turned off by like the gruesome nature of it. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's too much. Not enough action, you know what I'm saying? But
not enough action?
Not enough action in MMA. It's a lot of hugging. It's a lot of laying on top of each other.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to shit on, like, you know what I'm saying, jiu-jitsu. Like, that shit is official. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is, like, physical chess. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, just MMA never caught me.
By the way, so I called you out on your bluff about Reggie. I pulled up the numbers.
What was the numbers?
Reggie's best season was his third NBA season. Played all 82 games. Averaged 36 minutes a game. Reggie averaged 24.6.
Okay.
In his best season. Shot 41% from three.
How much was Mitch Richmond averaging?
Mitch Richmond. My point is
27.
So for those of y'all that are listening, we haven't touched on it yet, but we'll get a LeBron James episode in. I promise you it'll be fireworks because this generation of basketball fans doesn't appreciate the artistic value in watching LeBron play basketball. I think we stuck too much on Kobe dropped 50. This one dropped 50. That when LeBron drops 30, 10, and 10, no one cares. Yeah. I think that's what the problem is. And that's why all the comparisons with Jordan and he's no Jordan.
It's the same reason we put Jordan over Magic. Magic put up them numbers, but there's a difference between Jordan and Magic. And we knew it when we saw it. And
because Magic is a facilitator. So is LeBron.
So is LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a difference. Don't try to be heralded as, you know what I'm saying, the conqueror when you are the nigga who help niggas get where they going. And you the best nigga to ever help niggas get where they going. But we seen niggas do greatness. Like, really, really dominate games. Like, control the flow of a game.
You saying LeBron don't do that?
No.
Yo, people forget that
Not
LeBron.
the same way.
People forget
he
that.
He makes plays. He got that OBJ factor where he makes plays in the flow of the game, but he isn't the flow of the game.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he isn't the flow of the game because LeBron's ball dominant.
Sometimes LeBron dominates and you're like, oh my gosh, he's the best player ever. Mm. But most games, he lets the offense come to him. He might
What's
score
wrong
30
with that though?
Because that's not what you're here for.
Yo, 30 is 30. 30
no,
is 30. It is 30 is 30.
No, it's not.
It's not like It's not like Marbury, who got the weakest 8 assists ever whenever he averaged 20 and 8 or 20 and 10. Like, people never realized, like, how did he get to... to this day, I don't understand how Marbury averaged
He
that
did
many
it for like 6 seasons. So
all empty assists.
How weak?
But I'm just saying, LeBron ain't that way, though.
But his 10 assists was predicated off everybody's inability to stay in front of him. If you was fast enough to stay in front of him, you weren't strong enough. And if you were strong enough,
you weren't fast enough.
He was going to leave you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another dude that was underrated, Marbury. I mean,
he had it.
Yeah.
He just...
Yeah. So, okay, Mitch Richmond, right? So, and this had to be my NBA Live 97 year. I probably remember using him in live. So he averaged 25.9, so 26 points a game. And if you just take into...
But like, over his career?
No. This is his best season. Over his career, he averaged 21.
Okay.
But he had a lot of seasons, double-digit seasons.
There was a span when he went from Golden State to Sacramento where he was legit the second best point guard in the league. I mean, shooting guard in the league. Like, he just was in Sacramento and playing in Golden State with fucking Timmy and Chris Mullin. You know what I'm saying? That was the first trio that Golden State had popping.
It was balling. I just think today's NBA athlete is literally that. I think there's so much more better athletes in the game today.
Who's fucking with Dominique?
Dominique, the equivalent of Dominique Wilkins today?
Who?
I don't know. I guess maybe Vince in his prime?
Maybe, but he wasn't as good a scorer. Maybe athletic-wise, he jumped higher, but no, he wasn't the same player.
See, I can't. I don't have the vivid memories of Dominique Wilkins that I do of maybe a Jordan or a...
Like, Dominique used to do dunk contest dunks in traffic.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the wild plays. I'm talking about just starting a franchise. I'm talking about like the footprint, the blueprint to winning.
Dominique was a second-tier superstar, and you're hard-pressed to find a nigga that could fuck with him. That's why the 90s was better.
He's a dunker.
No, he wasn't just a dunker. He was water from 18 feet in, and he finished at the basket with both hands. Dominique was a monster.
He was dominant. Yeah, he had his run, right? I don't know.
I know he was dropping 27. I'm certain of that.
Dominique? Okay. So give me. Okay, let's do this then. Give me the Russell Westbrook equivalent of the 90s.
Russell Westbrook.
The athlete, like give me the DeMarcus Cousins equivalent, the Anthony Davis equivalent in the 90s.
Okay.
The KDs.
I know Steph Curry, and that's Mark Price.
Right.
Same
okay.
game.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. That's a second tier All-Star also.
Like,
I don't put him up there in the,
Like, there was a bunch of DeMar DeRozans. Like, all them other dudes I was talking, like the Alex English, like Rolando Blackman.
Man, I know the name.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking...
Dominique was balling. My goodness.
Like, Dominique was out of game.
I didn't know he averaged 30 twice. And then 29.9 one year, 29.0 one year.
And he's forgotten.
Because they were trash, though, right?
Yeah, the Hawks were not... They were never in contention.
Hawks were trash. I didn't know he played for the Clippers. Yeah.
At the end of his career, like, he had to stop in Boston.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the game has evolved. I think for people people like to downplay it. The NBA is soft. The NBA is not what it used to be. I hate when people say that, man.
It is softer. But
the rules have changed. I don't think the players are softer. The rules have changed. They're making more money now than ever.
Yes, the rules have changed.
I'm not coughing up that
It's not the
bread.
players' fault. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you really... You couldn't go to the basket, like, freely the way you do now. Like, niggas just be going through the lane, like, left, like...
Yeah, that's another thing. I think that's a little bit overrated, too. I think there's a WWF aspect to that. We like the beef. Pause. We like the Anthony Mason, the Charles Oakley type, especially here in New York.
Yeah, but it wasn't just New York.
I mean...
You had Mark Eaton catching bodies out in Utah.
That's because we wanted...
had Bill Laimbeer doing this damn thing in Detroit.
We
and
think
Rick
that
Mahorn.
we think that's better for the entertainment value. That don't mean that the basketball brand was better.
But that's how it was played on the streets on the playgrounds, and that's how they played it on the highest level. So there was a connection. That's why you can call, you know what I'm saying, New York the Mecca of basketball, because it's the same basketball. Now it's not the same basketball.
You can't. I mean, to me, the only real difference is
you can't touch people on defense.
Yeah, right. Agreed. You can't touch people. That's a different way of basketball. I don't miss. Maybe this is a theme here for this show tonight. I don't miss the brutality of running into the paint and somebody clocking you with an elbow and it's just a common foul. Like, to me, that's not basketball.
Yes, it is basketball, because you wasn't thinking. You didn't see the defenders in the lane. Why didn't you pull up from 17 foot and take your jumper?
I mean,
because you don't have that jumper. That's your fault.
I could do away with the flagrant fouls in today's NBA game because they're not flagrant.
Oh my, yeah,
I could do away with that. But I think fans, the casual NBA fan, misses the Oakleys and Masons of the world, not because that what you just said, that's not what they would say. The casual fan. The casual fan is just gonna say, yeah, you couldn't come to the paint because it was on and popping. They wanted to see that, you know what I mean? Like, they wanted to
no
see
blood, no foul.
Exactly. They don't. That's not basketball though. That's just the entertainment WWF aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would have anything to do with it. Mirroring the playgrounds and that. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, for most, but that's what it was at the essence. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe everybody didn't understand what was happening. But if you step back and take a look at it, like there's a difference between the way it was and the way it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference.
It lost something.
I don't want to say it lost something. Like I said, I could do away with. I was watching a video of the what do you call it, the Malice in the Palace, of the Pistons and the Pacers. You know what I mean? I think we still got. I think we don't have as many tough guys in the league. Number one,
definitely.
Draymond Green in the '90s would be like I don't understand how he's the enforcer in the league today. Draymond Green, 6'6", like, you know what I mean? Like, DeMarcus Cousins and KD were yapping back and forth the other day on TV, and it's like nobody's gonna really throw a punch. I think the fans miss that aspect, the actual throwing the punch, but that does not constitute better basketball.
Yeah, but it does make it more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But it can bring about better basketball because it heightens the level of competition. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If dudes is out there getting punched in the face, everybody gonna have a little act right, and you know what I'm saying? And nobody gonna do the fake jibber jabbing like your boy LeBron was doing when he was running into Frank. And I'm mad Kendrick didn't put a forearm shiver.
Hold on. Time
across his jawbone.
So we gotta clear this up. If you watch that clip, LeBron doesn't say anything to Frank.
Yes, all he does is tower over him.
Supposedly stands in his way. Frank bumps into him like 3 times on purpose. LeBron doesn't say anything because LeBron knew he was wrong. In hindsight, about talking about Frank to begin with, he was trying to compliment Dennis Smith Jr. and he was trying to irk Phil Jackson, but backhandedly, he insulted Frank. So Frank felt some type of way. So that little exchange right there, LeBron didn't say anything. He realized it because, you know what? All right, yeah, you want to get it off his chest. Whatever. Let him do that. Let him get the crowd into it. It wasn't until Cantor came in and started running his mouth that LeBron said something back. LeBron ain't say nothing.
Here you go. Body language speak way more than words. And
he didn't say nothing.
Here you go. Frank's picking up the basketball, and you angle your body so you leaning over him. You a hoe.
I mean, I'm the best player in the league. You got to get out of my way.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
We both men. And basketball ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't get punched in the face.
See, that's that 90s mentality. That's what I'm talking about. If it was Mason and Oakley, that'd have been a brawl right there.
Yeah, somebody would have got hit.
That'd have been a brawl right there. Right then and there. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think the last time, that's another thing. LeBron ain't got no enforcers on his team. The last time he had an enforcer was homeboy in the Heat. I think he's still on the Heat. Udonis. Yeah, he doesn't have an enforcer on Cleveland. I think if LeBron had an enforcer, they'd see more fights.
Jefferson is almost that guy.
Richard Jefferson?
He's a dirt ball.
Richard Jefferson?
Yeah.
He got cut earlier.
He did?
Yeah, he ain't on the squad no more.
Oh, I missed that. But yeah, he was the dirt ball. He was the one that was gonna you know what I'm saying, trip people and
He was
you
a
know
little
what I'm
chippy.
saying.
He was a little chippy.
But yeah, right now they might not have that.
And I think you need that on the winning basketball team. I think that's why Draymond, he takes on that role. I don't think he's really that tough of a guy. I think he plays the part.
Yeah,
Well,
he plays with a level of emotion that intimidates.
Yeah.
And he plays into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He is skilled too. You know what I'm saying? Let's not say he's just all intimidation.
He can ball. He plays well off Steph and Clay. I think you put Draymond on another team and he's not nearly as effective though. I don't think so. I mean, he plays a heart, so you can take that heart anywhere. But at the same time, I don't think
he does everything well. He's not great at anything, but he can dribble the ball a little bit. He can shoot a little bit. He can rebound a little bit. He can defend like nobody's business, 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Like, he's like maybe the third best all-around player.
In the league?
Fourth. He's in the top 5. Give me Russell. Give
all
me
around?
Kawhi. Give me LeBron. Give me Draymond.
Nah, I think Klay Thompson's a better all-around player than he just get rebound. He's a pretty good defender, and obviously.
I could understand somebody taking Klay above him, but I value Draymond's intelligence.
Yeah, I'm not saying
he's another dude who with the antics. You know
he's easy to dislike. That's another thing.
But I love how hard he plays.
Yeah.
And I love how he leaves it out there. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And he's ready to do the fuckery to help.
He plays like a New York Knick. He plays like he should play for the Knicks, actually.
Yeah.
That grit, that toughness. You know, we missing that. We got a lot of finesse players on our team.
Like I said, he's Xavier McDaniel.
Xavier McDaniel.
The X-Man.
You throwing out all the old names back from the If you're under 21, you're not going to know who we talking about tonight.
You had the sneakers and all that, too.
Yeah. I remember Xavier McDaniels. I was a fan of Otis Thorpe. And there was those 90s Rocket teams.
That man was a workman. Mm-hmm. He just showed up and gave you 10 rebounds.
Word. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with the Knicks. I think they're playing tonight, actually. They're playing Memphis.
KP might be back.
Tim Hardaway's still going to be out. Cantor been balling, man.
He definitely has.
Cantor been balling. He got the reputation of not being able to play any defense.
His defense has improved.
It's improved, yeah.
They said he dropped 30 pounds this offseason. It's helping.
Yeah. He's going to grab every rebound that's in his vicinity.
Like he just has a knack.
Yeah.
For finding them.
You know what I mean? Like I never understood why he came off the bench in OKC. That's another thing. But maybe they didn't need the scoring.
At that point, his defense wasn't
there yet.
It's serviceable now. You know what I'm saying? Before he was really a liability.
Listen, 20 games in, I'm calling that trade a wash. I'm calling that trade a wash. Melo had the first time in his career 2 games in a row where he scored less than 10. I'm calling that trade a wash, man.
Did they win those games?
I think they won one and lost one. No, you know what? They might have won both. You think he's playing his part?
Playing his part. It's the first time he ever been on a team where he could win a game and only score 10. That's a luxury.
That's true.
And I think I'd still rather have Melo.
Then Cantor and McDermott? McBuckets?
Yeah. Because he's just an elite level talent. And Cantor and McDermott are good, but elite level talent.
I don't know, man. Melo, his back is giving him issues. I think Melo's never been the most athletic person in the world.
Oh yeah, he's not that type of, you know what I'm saying.
And now he's 33, so
his game translates into his late 30s. He's a face up. He's a jump shooter.
You think it does?
Easily.
I just don't know if he got the athleticism.
What, to pop jumpers?
Yeah, but you coming off the bench doing that. You ain't gonna be the Melo of that you know anymore.
But he's still gonna be like buckets off the bench. Like what's the old dude name? Another old dude, Vinnie Johnson, microwave. Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Just buckets.
Come in and do what
bunches.
you do.
And then go sit down. Ice your knees. See you tomorrow.
Think Melo picks up that option in OKC? You see them staying together next year?
I think they figure it out by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And they make a run into the Western Conference Finals. So they end up keeping it together because Russell is a problem for every team in the West by himself, and now he got friends.
I just think they're built to beat Golden State.
Yes.
Russell is a underrated defender. But he don't even got it.
They have the best defensive backcourt in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
Between Russell and PG,
they are built. And you're not even talking about Roberson, who's probably a better defender than maybe both of them.
Word.
They're built to beat Golden State. If they can get it together on offense, their problem on offense is when there's less than 2 minutes remaining. Okay, who's going to play superstar tonight? You got to get out that mentality. But Miami had the same problem when they first got together with the big three. So
they figured it out.
It'll take time.
Somebody was talking about it, how there's such a good defensive team that, you know what I'm saying, they bring Golden like they played the other day and they brought Golden State, they beat them. You know what I'm saying?
That was bad.
And it's like they could probably replicate that because, you know what I'm saying, the way they play defense, they bring, you know what I'm saying, the team's offensive production down. Mm-hmm. And they're an elite enough offensive team that...
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They can come out on top of that more often than not. Like, they just have the pieces that cause problems for Golden State.
Yeah,
you know
you switch everything on the perimeter. You switch everything between Russ, PG, and Roberson. Switch everything. You just put Melo and Draymond and say, stay there. And that's it. Mm-hmm. You're good. So we'll see if they get it together. By the time the playoffs come around, and you see them being what OKC needs to do is avoid an early matchup with Golden State. If you can get them in the second or third round, you got a shot.
Beat up a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel you.
Steph look like his ankle issues are back. You know what I'm saying? So if you get him in the second or third round, I'm telling you, Russ with that squad, if he gets them in the playoffs, I don't see him losing to them. Yeah. The hate that man has for KD.
A healthy OKC squad. And I think it's not just KD. I think his hate is for...
Steph, too. Yeah, they don't like each other.
No. It's for everyone not knowing that he is the best. He hates everyone.
What you mean? You think he's underrated?
At times, I want to take him over LeBron.
Russell Westbrook?
Yes.
He's erratic.
Yes.
And I don't think Westbrook...
Some games he gives you triple-doubles. Some games he almost gives you triple-doubles. Erratic.
I don't think Westbrook makes his teammates better either. I think he naturally gets assists because he's ball dominant. I don't think he makes his teammates better.
He dominates games the way LeBron doesn't.
I mean...
what he does in the game... He either is going to make his team win or he's going to be the reason his team loses.
You got to understand, it's not from it's not talent that makes LeBron different from a Jordan or a Kobe. It's just he's not wired that way. There's nothing stopping LeBron from going and scoring 45 a night. He'll tell you that. He's just not wired to do that. I'd rather get my teammates involved first.
And just because you can do it, if you don't, you don't get the points for it.
Yeah, but if Russell's going 8 for 32 on a given night, you taking that out. LeBron go 8 for, he ain't never going to take 32 shots. If LeBron go 8 for 24, but he might have 13 assists, 16 rebounds. You know what I mean? Like
you might win that game, you might lose that game. Depending on what other players do.
More often than not, you winning that game though.
If everyone else plays well.
Nah, I don't think so.
Like, Russell makes you win game regardless of what other niggas is doing.
I mean, I think the brand of basketball that LeBron plays, he's always going to be in the game.
As the flow of the game, like, all right, y'all going getting ahead to, y'all going on a run, I'm just going to score 7 points.
LeBron could do that, though.
He doesn't. Could and does, they different words. I know he can do it. There's not a thing on the basketball court that LeBron can't do. But he don't. And we know this.
I think, okay, that is my biggest thing with LeBron. People undervalue the assist. If I got you a dime, if I drop a dime and you score an easy layup, it's still equivalent to me of Russell Westbrook going 1-on-5 and laying it up. It's the same thing.
But Russell averages more assists
than LeBron?
Yeah, didn't he lead the league in assists last year?
I mean, he's ball dominant again. You know what I'm saying? LeBron played with Kyrie Irving last year.
But he probably still had the ball the same amount.
as not as Westbrook. Maybe as the same amount as Kyrie. Not as Westbrook though.
LeBron's pretty ball dominant.
Listen, LeBron will take plays off. Don't get me wrong. He'll take plays off because I've been to 8 straight finals. I've earned the right to take some plays off. I got to go big picture here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to go off. LeBron, what he put? I think he put a 51 one time.
The other day?
Like, it can be done.
No.
I just don't think it's not on his radar anymore.
Thinking of Bradley Beal. He just dropped 51.
Yeah, Bradley Beal just dropped 51. I think LeBron had 50 this year too, though. And then when he and Harden went head to head, it was one of the few times that two dudes who had just dropped 50 was going to have something like that. But he can do it. I think it's just, listen, I got bigger fish to fry.
He takes plays off. That's exactly it. He takes plays off.
But if I'm dropped, listen.
How many plays Russell take off?
Russell, he's only averaging 20 this year. Last time I checked. I'm sure it went up, but last time I checked, he was only averaging 20.
He got friends.
Bigger picture. He got
friends.
Listen, when LeBron ain't had no friends, he took him to the finals. Remember? That team that went to the finals, that Cleveland team that went to the finals, that's got to be one of the worst teams ever to make it to the finals. I don't want to hear nothing about the East was weak. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
They weren't as horrible as that 76er team.
Nah, they were worse. I'd rather have Aaron McKee. I think Mutombo's on that team.
Tyrone Hill. Aaron McKee.
I'd rather have
Snow.
Aaron McKee.
George Lynch.
Those are some defenders. Give me the great defenders. Give me the great defender on that Cleveland team. Varejao? Mo Williams don't play no defense.
Don't sleep on Varejao.
I think Drew Gooden is on that team. Give me the great defender. Larry Hughes, no, Larry Hughes was on that Philly team, if I'm not mistaken.
Larry Hughes was on both teams.
Give me the great defender on that Cleveland team.
Larry Hughes. You had Varejao. You had Ilgauskas. He was in the clogging the paint.
That's your second best scorer, Ilgauskas, who never averaged 20 points a game, and that was your second best scorer on that team, and he took them to the final. You got swept now. I remember watching Game 4 of Times Square.
Was there another 10-point scorer on that Philly team?
Who?
See, like you just had to step back and like, hold on, mate. I don't think there was.
What's the starting five on that team? I mean, you had Tim Thomas.
It was Iverson, Eric Snow, whatchamacallit, Aaron McKee, Tyrone Hill, and Dikembe Mutombo.
Mutombo's a top 50 all time, if I'm not mistaken.
I said, can you find another 10-point scorer? I know they had defense.
And Larry Brown. Larry Brown was preaching defense.
I know they had
I was averaging 35. You ain't need somebody else to average 10.
Exactly. But I'm saying the rest of that team was garbage.
Nah, man. That Philly team was better than that Cleveland team, though. Remember, they beat LA in Game 1. That's Iverson stepping over Tyronn Lue. They beat LA Game 1.
And then got they barn doors.
I mean, it's Shaq and Kobe. Think about that. You beat AI by himself, beat Shaq and Kobe in the finals game. Game 1 in LA.
Yeah. Iverson
that team is better than Cleveland, man.
No, Iverson is better than we realize. Like, if he was 6'3", like, we'd have really saw some shit.
I don't get his due. I agree with that. That's one of those dudes that, as much hype as he got, and there was a number 3 jersey on every. I think I had in my lifetime, I've owned 4 Iverson jerseys. No lie. What was that about? I don't even know what that is.
I just saw a quick, like a little glimpse about it.
Like Dolan knew or something?
Yes. And I don't really care about it.
No, neither do I.
But it could lead to Dolan selling the team.
Is that bad? What was he supposed to do?
I don't know. I'm just looking for.
I read something and I was like,
for the Knicks to get the type of owner that they deserve.
He'll never sell the Knicks. He'll never sell the Knicks. The Knicks, and this is still running, so we can use this later. But the Knicks make so much bread for that man. He'll never sell the Knicks. Never.
Yeah, he's making all this money on Cablevision, and the Rangers probably make more money for him.
Number one, he comes from money, right? His dad and mom, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Dolans that used to be on AM radio in the afternoons in New York for years. If I'm not mistaken, where are the Dolans? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's his mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are the Knicks like the second highest,
valued
franchise.
But you know what I'm saying? the Clippers was getting banked, and he got caught doing some fuck shit and was out of there. Cashed him out with his $2 billion.
But this is not a Joe Paterno situation. Like, Dolan doesn't have an obligation to report that. Paterno was the coach, right? Yeah, I guess your assistant coach is touching little boys. You're the coach, but Paterno. Dolan is just. I don't know the whole story, but
that was. I'm talking about Sterling. Sterling was like nothing really happened with Sterling, but people decided that it was time for him to go.
I mean, you offended your fan base. If it's if there's a lesson to be learned about Donald Sterling, if there's one thing that black people can influence is the NBA, and that's exactly who you targeted, and you targeted Magic Johnson at that. Not only is he a prominent figure in basketball, but now he's a prominent figure in ownership, because I guess at the time he had a minority share in the Dodgers, and I think the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken, at that time. So, like, it was no... And all your good players are black. Who's going to want to play for you now?
True.
You're going to be cutting a check, and you're nobody going to put any effort. You're going to go about 40 every time. So he had to go. Dolan, like, is KP going to care that Dolan had drinks with a dude who was touching women inappropriately? The country voted somebody in office who does that. Right?
But this is there's an energy moving about right now where
yeah, right.
Jesus who was on that bullshit.
But Dolan, I don't know. Again, I don't know the story, but I don't think Dolan touched anybody.
No, it said he was aware of the fuckery. And I'm not really saying that. I'm just hoping, because I feel like we're a good owner away. I feel like we got Perry. Scott Perry is a good GM. I like you know what I'm saying, what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Mills is a good president, vice president. I'm not sure what title he's holding right now.
The Daily News headline is lawsuit says Knicks owner James Dolan was part of sexual enterprise, I'm doing air quotes, enabling Harvey Weinstein's misconduct. So maybe he was implicit, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
He was probably fucking comping him fucking skyboxes. He was being weird on him.
If he was comping them skyboxes and the fuckery was happening in the skybox, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Like if you was doing shit in the garden.
He's not the only one that was getting comped. You know what I'm saying? Probably like 4 or 5 people got comped that same skybox. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's the way business is done. But he can go down for that.
It says Knicks owner and Bucks owner named in the lawsuit.
Well, why are the Knicks and Bucks?
No, it's just that I guess
they stay intertwined. Like the other day, the Bucks owner's daughter was talking about she want to buy the Knicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think Kristaps was trying to slide in them DMs or some shit was popping
word.
The Bucks stay intertwined with the Knicks.
Milwaukee of all places. I don't know. Dolan, listen, I would love to see him go. This dude. Draft night goes to a bar and plays the guitar on draft night. Like, he has no care in the world. Like, I'm not selling the team. Listen, I'm hands off. I got nothing to do with the pick, but I'm not selling the team. That's pretty much the message was. I'm not worried about who's drafting who. I'm just going to cut the check, and I'm going to collect my bread. That's James Dolan.
You see, but a couple years back, before the Phil Jackson era, he was too in the sauce with you know what I'm saying, and we we fucking murdered him for that. We hate you.
Was he really too in the sauce though?
Yes.
Did Dolan have a say in us picking up, I don't know, Stoudemire or?
Yes, he's the reason that we forced the Melo trade early. He was too much involved, and then he fell back.
What do you mean by forced the Melo trade?
Forced the Melo trade mid-season. Melo said he was going to come in the off-season. He got scared.
He didn't force that. None of those players that we gave up are any type of anything right now.
Melo didn't force it. I said Dolan forced it.
I would have forced it too, though. You think that's the wrong move?
If you receive confirmation from the player and he told niggas he was coming in the off season.
It changes. PG told niggas that he was coming to LA. I promise you, they make it to the Western Conference Finals. He ain't going. And look at LA right now in shambles. Lonzo Ball is trash.
People kept telling everyone that PJ's going to LA. There's a difference.
Nah, he's from LA.
You know, yes, and everybody was trying to make the correlation. PG didn't tell anybody. Carmelo was telling people
okay.
at the time, like, hey, I'm going to New York.
I mean, it's Denver. I'd leave Denver too.
Denver has some things out there.
Oh, okay. I ain't never been. Maybe you know some.
some
I ain't never been.
Some plants.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those plants are. Well, I ain't even gonna get on that.
Everywhere, but yeah.
Hey. Okay. All right. Well.
Mile high.
Mile high. All right. All right. I mean, listen. Yes, there was a time when Dolan probably was too much in the sauce. And he's hands off, and the Knicks are actually winning. So maybe he just need to be hands off like the rest of the owners. But it's New York. New York is. We know our owners. We know we want them to be part of it. We know the Mets owner. We know the Yankees owner. Obviously.
Nah, we don't. We hate the Mets owners. We don't like the Will Ponds.
I only hate the Will Ponds because they got caught up in that Ponzi thing.
Why? Yeah. Why would you hate them for getting caught in the Ponzi thing?
Because now they can't spend money on the Mets.
And I think it was Madoff.
Madoff. Yeah.
What? That was the name of it. It was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm just saying, that's one reason I don't like them. Other than that, I mean, they spend money. Remember the Mo Vaughn years? Come on, man. We spent bread. We had probably the top 5 payroll in baseball.
True.
I can't knock them for not spending money. They always spent money until this whole Ponzi scheme thing. Yeah.
Off.
You know what I mean? And even then, they signed Cespedes. They coughed up. I didn't think we had a chance to sign homie.
Yeah, well, I went on Cespedes.
And we signed them back. So, you know, but New Yorkers want their owners to be John Mara. That's why he's getting flack now because you just sat back and you let him bench Eli.
I like Cuban. Mark Cuban is a good owner. He's the archetype. You know what I'm saying? If Dolan couldn't...
I don't know. If I was playing for the Mavericks, I don't know how I feel about Cuban jumping up and down at the courtside all the time and yelling at, like dude. Like, he seemed like he was a little too much into it. Maybe he was a player's owner. Maybe he was a player's owner. I don't know.
Like they say he is. Like they say the visitors' locker room is better than most niggas' home locker rooms. In
Dallas. In Dallas?
Like the shit is plush. So you pull up, they got robes for you and like cushion seat, like cushion recliners and shit and stereos in each locker. Like for the visitors. Like Mark Cuban takes care of his players and he rides for his team. And he's involved and he doesn't get involved in the personnel side of things too much. You know what I'm saying? He decides like, oh, yeah, Dirk ain't going nowhere to get that nigga his money. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Or now we ain't going to give Steve Nash his money, get rid of that bum. He decides shit like that. But he don't be in the, you know what I'm saying, every, you know what I'm saying, personnel move. But shit, he might need to, because they've been a mess for a while. Well, pretty much since that championship. Been pretty rudderless.
I mean, you got Dennis Smith. You got Dennis Smith and Harrison Barnes. That's going to be your cornerstone.
He's 5 years away. Yeah, I still think
you need one more. They'll probably have the number 1 pick next year. But you need one more. They need one more player. Dirk will go his way soon. Probably if not this year, next year. I think this is his 19th year, and he wanted to play 20 years. So then the next year will probably be his last year.
See, that's what I envisioned for Carmelo. Just being on the back end of the team for the last couple of years.
For the Knicks?
Yeah. You score your 16. You're hanging out.
You know what it is? I think Carmelo is a typical New York player. I have no problem with us getting... Listen, I'm Knicks first. I know a lot of people that said, I'm not going to root for the Knicks no more because we got rid of Melo.
Oh, no.
I'm Knicks first. I had no problem getting rid of him. I watched him. He was here, 5 years? 4 years? Maybe 5 years.
I thought like 6 or 7.
Maybe it was 6 or 7. It was time for Melo to go. He overstayed his welcome. I think fans were like, alright. We were split. Some fans was diehard Melo. Other fans were like, it's time for ball hog. Not ball hog, but you slow the ball down, hanging on to the ball for 5 seconds, shot clock running down. People got tired of that. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I was the one of the happiest dudes in the world when we got him. But it was time for him to go. We wasn't gonna win with him. It wasn't going to happen. Championship was not coming to New York with Melo on the team. You could say 5 years from now, we got a chance to win one with KP. I don't see it with Melo anymore.
Yeah, but 3 years from now, if Melo was on the team, we'd be contending.
Melo's 36 at 3 years from now. He ain't gonna. He's not
still
gonna
dropping 20 because his offensive skill set translates to easy buckets when you have a team that doesn't need him to be the focal point.
I think Melo breaks down before that. That's why he's having back problems now. He got to ride the bike every time he's not in the game. I think his body's just bringing down.
Like he's been riding, like he's been breaking down since his.
I'm just saying. I
don't 30s.
I don't see the athleticism.
Late 20s. Like he's not that athlete.
I guess what I'm saying is he's not the LeBron. LeBron, 5 years from now, LeBron will probably be a dominant post player. No more of that dribbling up the court and all that, and he's just gonna be a dominant post player. 6'8",
hopefully.
250, 260.
No evidence of that fact.
I mean, I don't see LeBron like LeBron's game is in such a way that
it has to evolve,
right?
Or he's gonna fall by the wayside like T-Mac.
But well, that's right, because T-Mac was a one-dimensional player though. T-Mac wasn't jack of all. T-Mac wasn't jack of all trades though.
T-Mac was like, who's better, Kobe or T-Mac? You forgot?
Again, that's everybody that's just in love with scoring. Basketball is more than just scoring.
But what? He was one of the best defenders in the league.
T-Mac?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Oh my God! You forget?
I don't think T-Mac can think lockdown defender. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think
but when Kobe came out, he was like, God damn! I hope T-Mac's back is hurt, so I don't have to play against him today.
He was long. He was quick. But in his later years, but my point is, in your later years, you ain't gonna be that lockdown defender no more. You just ain't got it no more. LeBron, he's built in such a way that his game, like you said, will evolve. That you know what? Maybe I'll be a true small forward, power forward now, and stop hanging around the key. I can just go down there and chill out down there.
Yeah, but you have to learn how to operate in the post. You can't. That's not something that a lot of players are able to. Well,
he can do it. It's just that the NBA basketball doesn't call for that anymore. NBA basketball doesn't call for throw it to me at the elbow or throw it to me down low and let me go to work. It's not NBA anymore. But
his jumper has to get better.
If LeBron's all about that money though, if I need the endorsement deals to keep coming, I'm sure your deal with Nike, it's a lifetime deal, but I'm sure them checks are even fatter as long as you stay on the court. Just like Derrick Rose. The reason why he won't walk away from the game yet, we keep hearing that Derrick Rose is, he's on the fence about coming back. He's hurt. He can't deal with these injuries. Listen, that $80 million that Adidas owes you will have you come back. Yeah, as long as you're still on the team, they still pay.
Making hella bread overseas, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to be out there.
He's on veterans minimum, $2 million he getting from the Cavaliers. But that $80 million that Adidas still owes you, you will come back. So I'm sure there's some sort of deal. If it's not with Nike, it might be with Samsung or Sprite or whoever else LeBron's got endorsement deals with. That says as long as you're on the court, we'll still continue to cut the check. Yeah. I'm a 38-year-old LeBron. I'm not running down the court and dropping 11 assists a game anymore, but I might still be the post. You know what I'm saying? Backing dudes down. I'm still 6'8".
6'8", 260.
You know what I mean?
I understand. Like he's like Geno Smith. He has the tools, but he hasn't shown the ability to make that translate on the court. Every once in a while he plays in the post, but yeah, that's another thing LeBron be playing around with.
I think it's just
LeBron be playing around, man.
He do. I agree, but I just asked to his greatness. I just like, I'm an all around basketball type of dude. Like I pay attention to everything. If you could come in and drop 30, then I'm not gonna automatically crown you the best player in the game at the time. You know what I'm saying? If you can't play defense, you can't rebound, you can't make your squad better, then you're just a scorer. That's it. You're just a scorer. AI was a dominant scorer who was a great defender, right? Or first team NBA all them years.
Yes. All NBA, all
this
NBA.
This little
defensive.
dude made an impression on the basketball court. You got to do more than score. Kobe was a great scorer. Kobe was a great defender too. So when I say volume scorer, I'm not just throwing Kobe out there. That's all he did is score. That's not what I'm saying. I do think overall LeBron is better than Kobe though, and we could go argue back and forth about that too. On my Mount Rushmore basketball, well, let me not say that yet. Let me not go there yet. But let me say as far as rankings for careers, I already got LeBron past Kobe.
Kobe. Was Kobe?
Well, because of what?
Because he was Kobe.
LeBron is LeBron.
Yeah, but he wasn't Kobe.
I would rather have LeBron's career than Kobe's career. I would rather have LeBron's career than Kobe's career.
Well, I think you really like LeBron.
What?
But Kobe.
Besides the rings, let's do this. Let's take the
and the
rings.
Scoring.
What do you mean and the scoring? You make it seem like LeBron averages. You want to look at the career numbers real quick?
We can look at them.
We'll end up the show with this. Kobe's career numbers. Look, I just put Kobe right. All I typed in was Kobe. It says Kobe versus LeBron James. Oh man. Stats per game. Wow. Points per game.
Bit difference.
Points per game. Who averaged more points per game?
Kobe?
No.
LeBron?
Yes. Kobe averaged 25 points per game for his career.
Okay.
LeBron averages 27 points.
Playoff averages? Because that's when it really matters. That's when Kobe and Jordan set themselves apart from the LeBrons and the Magics.
Glad you brought that up. Playoff averages. Points per game. Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron?
LeBron 28.4, Kobe 25.6.
Winning percentage.
Winning percentage? Come on.
Who wins games? That's what it's about. We can talk about stats. Stats are cute. But
so the man who's been to 8 straight finals is gonna have a lower winning percentage than the other guy? 8 straight finals, dude. I'm not even talking about playoffs. It's just 8 straight finals.
It's incredible. I really believe that's incredible.
I'm not even a fan of that stat. I'm just saying he went to 8 straight finals.
Kobe's not going to go to 8 straight finals and lose 5 of them.
Field goal. So
Jordan's not going to go to. Jordan went to 6 straight finals and won all of them.
You're of the ilk that, and I agree that LeBron losing 5 out of 8 finals. I actually think, you know what? I don't even like that stat. I'll tell you the stat that the one thing that annoys me. The one loss that will forever come back to bite LeBron is the loss to the Mavericks.
Yes.
That loss.
Yes.
Because I think that's the only one where they were favored to win and they lost. The second time they lost the
Cleveland,
rematch,
wasn't favored to win.
The rematch against San Antonio, they weren't favored to win. The rematch, when they beat San Antonio, they were favored. When they lost to San Antonio was favored to win that series.
Okay.
When they lost to Dallas, that's the one time I think LeBron was favored to win the finals and he lost. They've been the underdog all 3 times against Golden State, and he's 1-2. And he's got the 2 rings in Miami. They were supposed to win those 2. He was supposed to lose that last one to San Antonio because it was a rematch from the year before.
But he left 2 rings on the table in Miami.
I don't want to say he left it on the table because he wasn't supposed to win that second one. He wasn't supposed to win the first one. Remember, if it wasn't for Ray Allen, he ain't winning the first one. They're not favored to win those games.
They were favored to win every game in Miami.
Not in the first 2 seasons, yes. San Antonio
every game.
Huh?
He went to South Beach to win not 1, not 2, not 3,
listen, I don't want
not 4,
not 5. Listen, I don't want to do this
6.
right now. We got a whole episode. We could do a whole episode on this. I'm telling you right now. That the amount of pressure that he put on himself and that team for running his mouth that day, I get that. But I'm not going to hold it against them that they only won 2. No, I'm not going to hold it against them.
Like your boy Redman said, the words you talk better be the words you walk.
Listen, he wins that Dallas series, he's 4-4 in the finals. 4-4 in the finals. You got 4 rings already. I put him past Kobe with only 3 rings because literally rings is the only thing Kobe has on this man. You said to go to the stats.
Yeah.
I went to the stats. But I'm looking at the stats.
Okay.
Don't tell me it's a different time. They're in the same generation.
And it's really not even about the stats with me. It's about I've seen Michael play.
Right.
I've seen Kobe play. I've seen LeBron play.
I'm going Michael, LeBron, Kobe.
I'm as far as dominance, who controls games and who was like Jordan was it.
Because you're wiping again, you're disregarding the assists and the rebounds. You're disregarding it. Like I said, Kobe taking a shot and LeBron
Jordan's 5 rebounds a game and 3 assists. All right, yeah. But I take his lockdown defender. Like LeBron is a super good help defender, but he's kind of sus on the perimeter. like guarding niggas. Like, he don't lock shit up. Niggas score on him real easy.
You know, in the finals, when Steph was going off, they put LeBron on Steph.
Mm-hmm. And how did he do?
He did fine.
Steph, right? He did fine.
When Tony Parker was in his prime and doing all them pick and rolls, they put LeBron on Tony Parker.
And he left a title on the court.
I'm just saying. You said LeBron is a good help defender, not that good of a one-on-one defender.
Being the best defender on your team and being a lockdown defender are two different things.
You're the first person I've heard say that LeBron's defense isn't up to par. You're the first person I've heard say that.
He's a great help defender. But, like, one-on-one, man-to-man, nah, that's not true, bro.
LeBron is not the best defender on his team right now. I will give that crown to Iman Shumpert on the perimeter.
Iman Shumpert hasn't been a good defender since his second season on the Knicks. He plays defense well in bunches, but
if they're playing the Rockets, you're putting Shumpert on Harden. You're not putting LeBron on Harden.
Yeah, because Harden is gonna tire LeBron out.
You'll tire him out, yes. You need LeBron on the offensive side.
But if in the fourth quarter you might put LeBron on Harden.
Because LeBron is that good of a one-on-one defender. You're the first one I've heard say LeBron is not a good one-on-one. I've never heard that before.
He don't lock shit up.
We're gonna save the LeBron talk for another podcast. Thank y'all for listening. This is Watch More Sports with G-Dot and your boy Big Lou.
Peace.
Peace.